Jerry and Natalie, thank you very much for joining me. We're going to play Era the Empowered. This is the Rulebook Primer, which in fact is no longer on sale. We've sold out of all of these, and anyone who has one, I'm not going to print any more. So, fun fact. I've obviously got one. Oh, and indeed just Jerry. We're going to be playing Era the Empowered, which is a superhero game. On the Era D10 rule set. Now that means that we're going to be rolling a lot of D10s, either virtually or otherwise. And hopefully it means that you'll be using your superpowers to bring you to victory over whatever happens to be going on at the time. What we're going to do is we're going to play a starter session that I designed called The Truth. And this session is the session that we actually run at conventions whenever we're running Era the Empowered. Although it may actually change in form by the time we reach the Kickstarter, which is upcoming, because the characters involved are going to change slightly. They're from a parallel universe. It all makes sense in universe, but I've not actually explained it yet. Anyway, so just to set the scene a little bit, this is towards sort of the second half of the timeline that's going to be in the Era of the Empowered rulebook, during which the Empowered have been taken over by the government, and they are running, making sure that the people who are sort of superpowered and not part of the department are, you know, basically arrested. So, you guys are going to be sent out on a mission, as would indeed happen fairly frequently. You're going to work as a team, and there are 7 characters that you can actually choose from. First of all, and they're all on the cover of this for Jerry, who's following. In the bottom right, there is the immovable object. He's the one holding up the robot's leg. He has the ability to redirect and control momentum. So he can, you know, he is particularly strong. He can also cause things to move in different directions. He can even stop bullets. Sometimes. Next, going to the left, there is Umbra. Now, Umbra is he's an Umbra kinetic, so he is able to create shadows and form them into any shape that he likes. The next character, who is Lightning. Now, Lightning is a speedster. She's got everything that you would expect a speedster to have, including fast reactions and the ability to trip over. Next, we've got Drift. Now, Drift is a density shifter. She has the ability to raise and lower her density so that she is lighter than air or extremely heavy. Which gives her some fair versatility. Next, on the top of the robot there, we've got Shifter. Now, Shifter is able to take various different animal forms, which each have different abilities. For example, he can turn into a bird, which can obviously fly, and will tend to be more stealthy. He can turn into a bear, which is obviously a lot more sort of tanky, sort of a bit armoured and very strong. And he's also got a panther form, which is very stealthy and you know, very good at sort of sneak attacks. We've got Gateway, whose head is sticking out of a portal right there, and whose other half is down there. She has the ability to create portals in midair as well as on walls, but otherwise rather similar to the concept of the computer game Portal. The only exception being that sentient beings cannot pass through her portals unless they want to.
I was going to say, does that stop her from going through, or...?
No, it doesn't. Well, unless she doesn't want to. But why would she make a portal and not want to travel through it?
No, I was going to say, if sentient beings can't pass through, like, why is she making them in the first place?
Unless
Finally, on the back here, we've got
unless they want
Gearhead
in general.
who is he's a tech-powered superhero with laser cannons, tech flight, and everything else you would expect from I Can't Believe It's Not Iron Man.
So those are your 7 characters. Who leaps out to you guys?
As a giant, like, goth that never grew up, maybe Umbra.
Gearhead. Okay. Let me have a quick talk over your characters for you, just so you know what you can do. First of all, Gearhead, because your character sheet is on top. So you have some various abilities. In the bottom, well, sort of middle right of the character sheet, you can see your superpowers. You have an exosuit, which gives you tech flight and laser cannons. You are in fact a tech genius, and you have increased carry weight, thanks to your exosuit, and you have laser cannons that are in fact boosted in stats. So where they are in equipment, that's actually boosted by the fact that you have 3 points in your laser cannons, and you also have tech flight. So what I should say at this stage, just quickly, is you guys are relatively new superheroes. You aren't super powerful. You're more kind of Young Justice level of powerful. You've got abilities, you know, you can do stuff, but you're far from sort of the best there is.
Training X-Men.
Yeah, if you like. Now, during character creation, there is the opportunity to switch points from your skills, personal, technical, and interaction, into your superpowers, and Gearhead has not made that choice. So he has a significant amount of investigation, commercial, persuasion, he's got computer and engineering skills, quite a lot of them, and he's also got gunnery skills for the use of his laser cannons. Now, if I'm going to talk Umbra for a moment, obviously Umbra has the ability to create solid shadows, as I mentioned. Now, depending on what he's trying to create, he may try, for example, to create a chain, as was in the image. That would be tensile strength, potentially length as well, depending how long that chain is. He has the ability to make shadows that can stick people to surfaces, if he wants to. And he also has the ability to make heavy objects. In fact, one of his party pieces is to make a sledgehammer and run in with a shadow sledgehammer. He also has the ability to make semi-liquid shadows, which can be slippery or could even be poured down someone's throat in the attempt to drown them, depending on how dark you want to go with this one.
Sounds good.
In terms of stats, he's got a lot of strength. He's got sort of moderate intelligence, I guess. Nothing on Gearhead, certainly. You know, he's no slacker, but he's you know, kind of more the sort of heavy hitter than the intelligent. I'm going to think about this carefully and make sure I've considered every possibility.
Makes mistakes happily.
Something along those lines. Yeah, so there's a little bit of background on each character sheet, but all in all, I think that pretty much covers everything you need to know, unless you have any specific questions. Nope. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leap right in, and as and when we need to make rolls, I'll let you know what you need to roll. You two are called to your handler's office. That's Agent Johnson. He is a long-suffering individual who has had to cope with multiple sort of new applicants to the Empowered Department. Now, both of you have actually sort of come voluntarily, unlike some other members of the group who've sort of been forced into it. But you know, you both believe in the, you know, in the heroism, the sort of things that that the Empowered Department stands for, which is really sort of peace and making sure that supervillains don't kill everybody, you know, that sort of thing. So Agent Johnson sort of says, good morning, you two. Yes, thank you very much for coming. Today I have a very important mission, and unfortunately only the two of you can be spared for this. There's a warehouse out in the industrial district, and we've heard that there's actually a gathering of non-empowered individuals there. But what obviously that wouldn't usually lead to you guys being called in, but we're concerned there's a problem with an empowered that is actually leading them. We've heard rumors of a sort of a super persuader who can sort of influence anyone who they talk to make them do whatever it is they want. Obviously, this is very, very dangerous, and the last thing that we want to happen is for this individual to get hold of, to the Empowered from the Empowered department. So I really would like you to be careful. But all in all, really, you got to go check it out and shut him down if need be. Any questions?
Do we know the empowered person?
No, we don't know anything about it. This is a rumor, and I accept. It might be a long shot. It might be nothing, but empowered department policy, Umbra. We really have no choice. We have to chase up every lead, and we want to keep on good terms with the rest of the world.
Keep our powers, cool. All right.
Well, keep your powers and not go to prison.
Yeah.
Both,
yeah.
Really. Yes. Anything else?
Might as well go.
Gearhead, you've been very quiet. Any questions? We have unfortunately lost Gearhead. So what we're going to do is I will continue playing Gearhead for now, and if he comes back, then I'll let him take over. So I will let Umbra sort of lead, and I will assist with Gearhead and basically be your puppet.
Necessary assisting.
Indeed. So, how are you going to reach this warehouse? There are a couple of choices. You could have Gearhead fly you there, or you could take the van.
I kind of like the idea of the van, because then I feel like Scooby-Doo. I mean, do I really want somebody flying me there? Unless, wait, are they flying as in, like, I don't have to hold on, right? It's not like...
Well, they might drop you.
Huh?
They might drop you. I mean, imagine Iron Man flying you somewhere.
Yeah, no, doesn't sound like a great idea. Let's get the van.
You're going to take the van. Okay, yeah. I'm going to have Gearhead roll a willpower check to see if he pouts. So I'm rolling double willpower, and he does indeed pout. He's very upset that you don't trust him, but he is accompanying you in the van. He doesn't feel the need to fly outside. So you drive off to the warehouse, and you arrive. You pull up. It's basically a dusty old warehouse. It's about 3 stories high. Windows around the top, sort of around the top story, and just sort of featureless corrugated metal walls. In front of you, there's a giant door. A giant sort of double door for loading and so on.
Are there any people lurking around, or is it a case of?
There's no one immediately in sight.
And no noises.
Roll me an intelligence and investigation. So what you do, for anyone watching, you count the number of dots that you have in those 2 skills. I'm going to roll for Gearhead, which is 4 intelligence and 4 investigation, assuming I can pick up the dice. And depending on the difficulty of the action, you will have to achieve a certain number. I'm going to say in this case it is 7 or better that you have to achieve, and Gearhead has achieved 1 success.
I have got a 7 and a 10. Everything else is a fail.
Did you do the bonus dice for the 10? So if you roll a 10, you get an additional dice.
And a 4, no.
Okay, and you didn't roll any 1s?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so if you roll more 1s than successes, that's significant. I'm sure it'll come up at some point. You got 2 successes, and Gearhead got 1 success. So, Gearhead is pretty sure that there are no noises going on. Umbra... You're sort of listening for a moment, and you thought you heard something inside, but you can't be 100% sure.
Okay.
Like, it might have been something falling over, or it might have been sort of something falling over in the next warehouse kind of thing.
Yeah. Alright, fair enough. So there's double doors on the way in.
Well, they're huge, great big loading doors on the wall in front of you, but you've not exactly looked around very much.
I was going to say, now with most warehouses, there is normally another entrance. So let's have a look around, see
So
what else
you're
there
gonna
is.
kind of wander around the warehouse and look around and see what you can find.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it doesn't take you long to find that there is indeed a personnel door as well on the other side of the warehouse. So yeah, there's that. It's just sort of a normal door.
Normal door. Once again, can we hear anything at this point?
You can try rolling again your investigation.
You know, you don't want to walk through a door without
pretty
checking.
phenomenally well
Ooh,
to find out what's going on, but
I have got all 7s and 8s.
not bad.
No.
How many dice did you roll?
At 5.
All right, so I also got 5 successes for Gearhead. So both of you hear a sort of a yeah from inside, like multiple people going yeah.
Oh, so we've got some like happy sounding people. You said there was some windows at the top. Dusty
There
window.
are. They're on the 3rd story, so not easy to
I
get
think
to.
this is the time when we have to send Gearhead up there to have a look in.
Okay, you want him to float up and have a look inside.
Yeah.
Okay, he is going to attempt to do so. Exosuit and tech flight. Okay, 1 success. Yes, he kind of blasts off and sort of goes up and hovers and looks through the windows. I will roll for his investigation. Okay. Alright. And now I'm going to roll for his stealth. Now, as you may be able to see, he actually has no stealth. So I'm going to be rolling his dexterity, which is 2, and his luck, which is 3. And he's got to roll 10s. This is an unskilled roll. Oops. That dice went away. Oh. He actually got a success.
Ooh.
And alrighty. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, Gearhead comes back down again. You just took off, and I rolled for you to look through the window. And what you spotted is on the 2nd floor. There's like a walkway. And there's a guy standing on it in sort of a red cloak and a mask, and there are a load of guys down below, and they're the ones who are going yeah to whatever it is that he's saying. You can't hear or anything. I mean, you only heard because it was quite loud. It's clearly a decently soundproofed warehouse. So that's what you saw. Would I be correct in assuming that you're going to pass that on to Umbra?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so that's just also you've found a huge sort of loading door, like a big sort of 10-meter door, and also a small personnel door. Well, 5-meter door, probably not a 10-meter door, and sort of a personnel door.
Okay, I make sure to relay that on to Umbra as well.
Yeah, I mean you both walked around and you found that together.
Yeah, but you've been able to see everything, like the people and what was going on inside. I haven't been able to see that because I'm just stood by the personnel door, kind of staring.
Yeah, you're
Waiting.
just kind of going.
What's going on? Gearhead, do you want to try and get in there and see what's going on?
Well, that shouldn't be a problem. So, I have a good view of this masked man overlooking the crowd.
Yep.
It's
not a huge crowd. It's maybe 5 people. It's not huge, but it's a bunch of people.
Okay. So, like, from my position, am I looking in through like a skylight or through a window? Or...
Through one of the windows, which is sort of on the. You got the wall, and then the top floor of the wall is windows. So light would come in.
Right. So now, let me just refresh myself. So we're supposed to find this potential metahuman who has persuasion powers
Empowered,
and
but yeah.
right, and apprehend him. Correct.
Well, yes. If you deem him as acting illegally, which would include using his empowered abilities on anyone who is not empowered without the permission of the empowered department, then yeah, you should apprehend him because he's breaking the law.
Okay. Does my suit allow me to like improvise gadgets on the fly at all with my technical genius, or?
To a degree, yes. Depending on what you want to make, but yeah.
Well, I was thinking of making a small device like a mini drone that I could send inside so I could hear better what's going on, so I can determine whether this guy is doing something with his powers to control these people, or if they're working with him and are they planning something illegal before I decide to make a move that's going to lead to a conflict between us and them.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Roll me exosuit and tech genius. So, for anyone who's watching on my screen, that is 2 dice and 4 dice. And this counts just like an attribute, so one of these. And this counts just like a skill, so one of those. And you just combine the two that are most appropriate for the roll. You are looking for an 8 or better on each dice for this one.
So that would be 6d10, right?
6d10.
Okay.
And if you roll any 10s, then you actually get a bonus dice. And if you roll any 1s, or if you roll more 1s than successes, let me know.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my dice roller thing here. I got 1 8 and 1 9 out of the 6.
And no 1s.
1 1.
1 1. That's fine. Okay, so yes, you've managed to sort of remove a piece of your armor, sort of pull out a precision tool and go dee, 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 and now it'll sort of hover on its own, you know, zzz, and you can sort of send it in. The only problem is you're going to have to either break the window or open the door for it to go in. I mean, it's not airtight or anything, but this thing's, you know, too big.
Well, I was thinking is how precise is my laser cannon? Because I figure I could just maybe make a little circular cut in the window to let the drone in, so I don't have to like shatter it.
You can try. Yeah, you can give it a go.
We can grab the bit of glass out and not let it smash. Like
you can give it a go. It might be doable. It would be dexterity and gunnery. So that'd be 4.
Dexterity and gunnery.
4 dice. Dexterity in the bottom left of your attributes. Gunnery kind of right in the middle of your skills.
Okay, let me... Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh, I failed terribly. I got 2 1s and no 8s or higher.
Okay, so... Oh, you only need a 7 on this one. I didn't say, I'm sorry, you didn't even get a 7. No. Okay, so, you know, you go, pew! And the window sort of smashes, and then the next 2 windows smash as well. It's like, because you were going for subtle, you got the opposite. You got a moderate fumble. So, yeah, basically, sort of every window in this sort of within about 3 windows of where you were trying to cut this little hole out, all of those windows smash. The noise is like, you know, it's like, oops.
hi everyone.
Yeah, well, they haven't come running out of the door yet. You've got a moment if you want to do something.
Should we go in stealthily?
There's a door that they're about to come running out of. You want to go in stealthily.
Well, through the windows, so that, you know, like, hopefully they'll miss us.
On the 3rd floor?
Yeah.
How are you planning to get up there?
Can I build a staircase out of shadow?
You could probably do a ladder.
Yeah, let's do that.
You
Pull it up behind me.
okay. Well, or disassemble it behind you.
Yeah. Obviously, what am I thinking?
Okay. In that case, roll me a solid shadow creation and length.
Solid shadow creation. That's 2 and length strength.
Gearhead, are you going to try and fly up through the window?
Well, since I already broke it open, I might as well.
So I'd like you to roll me an exosuit and tech flight.
I've got 110 and nothing else.
Yeah, you're looking for 7 or better, both of you.
Yeah, everything else is a 4.
Okay, so you got 110 and you did your reroll, yeah? Your bonus dice.
No.
Okay, so once again, the 10 gives you a bonus dice, meaning you get to... That was
a 10 and a 7. Sorry,
a 10 and a
2.
7. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you create your ladder and you kind of climb up it very quickly and hop. Do you go straight through the window?
I'm grabbing onto Gearhead. You better not have gone anywhere, by the way.
He's flying up. He's flying up. So, do you go through the window when you get to the top of your ladder? So you're like standing at the top of your ladder, looking through the window in front of you. Do you climb through the window?
I'm going straight on the ledge, yeah.
So you do go inside.
I got
All right. Sorry,
I got a 10 and a 1 on my roll.
A 10 and a 1. It's fine as long as it's not more 1s than successes. So yeah, you again fly up and in through the window. So you guys have entered the warehouse. You now see sort of a very dusty warehouse. It's got 3 or 4 people down below. There's the one guy who's 1 level below you on a catwalk. And the 4 people down below, sorry, are running towards the pedestrian door, which is not that far away from where you are, kind of underneath you. Unfortunately, the guy in the mask is looking right at you. And he says, "Halt!"
Cool. Cool. Do we hold?
Well, no, I have no idea, do you? He's like, "They're up there! They're up there! Go!"
Oh, is he screaming at his little people to point?
Presumably.
So, can we hide in shadows? Is that capable? Is that a thing?
Possible. It is possible. Possibly not in this situation. You could try. I think you would struggle. Because that, if there's a suspicious patch of shadows, they'll walk up to it and punch it to see if there's anything inside it because you were just standing there.
Damn. Okay.
They aren't that stupid. I mean, they are thugs, but they're not that stupid.
I mean, they're being brainwashed, maybe. Like...
Maybe. Do you have conclusive proof?
No, I'm just hoping it's that, and then just gathering in warehouses on their own validity. I mean, I do some weekends.
Okay. I'd like both of you to roll 1 dice and add it to your initiative.
Right, where is my initiative?
Your initiative is between your wits and your willpower.
Is between?
Yes. Well,
underneath
it's
charisma,
to the right
right?
of your willpower. Right underneath
Yeah.
charisma.
Underneath
correct.
charisma.
Got it.
Yeah.
So in total, I have 7.
7.
In total, I have 13.
Well, that's a little better. 13 is Gearhead. We've got here we've got this guy. We've got that. Okay. So the 2 sort of thugs nearest you run towards a ladder and start climbing it frantically. get to the second level, sort of run to the next ladder and climb it. You know, start to climb it, but they don't get all the way to the top before you know their maximum movement distance is exhausted. So next is Gearhead.
Okay. Well, since the mask guy told the thugs to go after us, I'm going to err on the side of caution and assume that he's definitely a bad guy. So I'm going to go ahead and blast him with my laser cannon.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Ain't no kill like overkill. Okay, so I would like you to roll me a wits and gunnery roll. You are going to have to take 1 dice off that for his defense, so you will have 4 dice to roll. You are aiming for a 6 or better on this roll, because he's not a particularly hard target.
Okay, I got a 6, a 7, and a 1.
Okay, so you keep the 6 and 7. Now you need to roll those 2 dice again to see if you do damage or if you actually kill him.
Okay, I got a 6 and a 4.
Okay, you've done
damage.
1 damage to him, and what you've done is you've actually knocked him backwards against the railing, right? So you kind of fired at him across the room. Pew! He went, ah! And fell back against the railing. Roll me a wits and investigation, Gearhead. Roll me a wits and investigation.
What's an investigation?
Yeah, that's 3 and 4. 7.
And what do I need?
You need a 7 or better.
7 or better, okay. Okay, 7, 8. Okay, got 7, 8, 9, and a 10.
Okay,
4.
You get a bonus dice for the 10, so roll another single dice.
And that's an 8.
So that's 5 total successes over 7, yeah? 7, 8, 9, 10,
yeah.
And an 8.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, you noticed that Mr. Persuasion made a very kind of high-pitched noise for an adult man. It was maybe a bit odd. Maybe a bit odd.
Like he's odd, like as in he's not an adult.
As in, it's possible he is maybe not an adult. Yes.
Okay, great, a punk kid.
Right. So now it is his turn, and he's going to point at the 2 of you and say, "You will regret this. Leave now." His voice is actually sort of back to normal. It's sort of the booming voice of God kind of voice. And it has absolutely no effect on you whatsoever.
Yes.
It's my dice rolls again. It's always my dice rolls, always. Right. The next grunt, he actually raises a 9mm handgun and fires at you, Gearhead. He gets 1 hit, which actually does wound you. You're experiencing some pain. You're not badly damaged. You take 1 health damage.
Okay.
And ow, that hurt a lot. You just got shot. And we're back to the 2 guys who were sort of running towards you, and now they are running towards you. So, Umbra, I would like you to roll me a... Whoops. Yeah, so they're running towards you. So, Umbra, I would like you to roll me a strength brawl, please. And on this one, you are looking for 5 or better.
5 or better?
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, I have 4.
Okay. He runs up to you and tries to grab you. You kind of sidestep him and elbow him in the back of the head. And he goes running on past you. That wasn't very good. Now the next guy is going to come after you. Right. Let's try that again.
Thanks for all again.
Yeah. Nope. 4 dice.
In which case, I have 2 this time.
Ah! Now this time, this guy manages to grab you. And what he's going to do now is he's going to try and put you in a headlock.
I'm assuming he failed miserably.
He failed spectacularly. In fact, he failed so spectacularly that he tries to... He's grappling with you, right? He tries to put you in a headlock, makes a mistake, grabs the rail instead, and then twists himself over so he's hanging by one arm off the rail. He's going, ah! Ah! I keep fumbling.
Perfect.
What is going on? Ah! Ah! Okay. You know, his arm kind of... You hear his arm dislocate. Ow! Ow! Help me, someone! Gearhead.
I wonder if I should feel sorry for him. Like, I mean, he's just being told what to do by some little punk kid, but... I mean, he's
Gearhead.
clearly not a proper baddie.
Clearly not.
Huh?
It's Gearhead's turn now.
Okay. So you said that. So one guy shot at me, and then the masked kid is up against the wall.
He sort of reeled back against the railing, but then he stood up again. Because he went, "You will regret this," and nothing happened. I'm the best GM ever, right?
Well, since I'm gonna continue under the assumption that he's controlling these people, I'm gonna go ahead and blast at the mask guy, and go. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna like grimace at him because I'm still hurting, and I'm gonna say, "Regret this," and then I'm just gonna blast him with one of my laser cannons.
Okay, roll me the wits and gunnery again.
Okay, what's in gunnery? So that's
5, I think.
3,
3 and 2. Yep.
Okay. 5.
And you're looking for 7
And
or
what do
better.
7 or better. Okay, so I got 1 8.
Okay, so roll 1 dice.
Okay.
Are you set to stun or kill?
Stun. I don't. Now that I know it's a kid, definitely stun. 3.
Okay, in this case, it sort of glances off his cloak. It doesn't even do anything. Next it's him, and he is going to... Yeah, he turns and he runs for the nearest ladder. Okay, but he does not run very quickly at all. Not very quickly at all. Like, he's wearing, you know, a robe that's too big for him, and yeah. You know, what you would generally expect from that situation. So,
Umbra, trip him with your shadow powers.
Talking is a free action, it's fine to say that. And in fact, I'm going to say that you probably do have radio links, so you don't have to, you know, actually just yell across the room. The
You
next
just create
guy...
a shadow hand and grab his cloak.
The next...
So he goes flying on his foot.
The next guy also comes after Umbra. He's coming to get you.
Why is everyone after me? This is just particularly unfair.
He's in the air.
At
He
least you
took
didn't
off.
get
He's
shot.
flying.
I got shot. What are you talking about? I got shot.
Yeah, true. Fair enough. I just feel like I'm this little weakling being attacked.
Okay, roll me another strength brawl then.
The last ones I was
Because I've done quite well on this roll.
Oh, so have I. I've got 4.
Ah! Defender wins. Okay,
sorry.
so he charges at you, and you're sort of wrestling for a moment, but basically neither of you get anywhere. Now it is your turn.
Okay, good.
Umbra.
Sorry, what? I couldn't hear you there.
It's now your turn.
Oh, okay. So can I get some shadows to trip this little kid up?
You can try, yeah. How exactly are you going to do it? Like, you're going
I know,
to
so I'm still
put a
grappling with this
giant
other
shadow
person.
foot on his robe, or what are you going to
Huh?
do? You're gonna put a
I'm sorry, I
shadow.
can't hear you.
Are you gonna put a shadow foot on his robe so he trips over? I think that was suggested at one point. What are you gonna do?
I think more like a reaching hand just to grab his ankle. I mean, like, you could grab his robes, but I like the idea of tripping somebody specifically. But
well, then put a foot out and trip him like in the cartoons.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Just like as he's getting to a corner, this foot just comes out and trips him.
Okay, I'm gonna
back of the knee.
I'm gonna call that solid shadow creation and wait. I think.
Solid shadow creation and wait. Okay.
And you're looking for to actually get him probably an 8 or better.
I have 1 8 and 1 9 and 1 1.
That's okay. 2 successes. Let's have a look at his wits and see if he can avoid it. I don't even know why I bother rolling. He does exactly what you were intending. Trips over and falls flat on his face. His mask skitters out ahead of him on the walkway. He's still on this catwalk, right? He was heading for the ladder, but didn't get there. You tripped him over, fell flat on his face, and his mask went skittering away. So where he's face down, the robe's still covering his head, but
we can't see who he is, but we can still see his.
But his mask is gone.
Okay.
And the guard that shot you last time, Gearhead, is going to throw down his weapon and run towards the face down dude. He's going to run towards him and sort of grab him and start. He's going to grab him and start dragging him towards the ladder, right?
Okay.
But he's left the gun away on the floor.
Okay.
The guard that's quite near you is going to try and reach for you and grab onto you, because I'm assuming you're hovering, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to try and reach and sort of grab your knees. So could you roll me a... Let me have a think. What are you going to be rolling here? You are going to be rolling me a dexterity and strength and luck, but you need 10s.
Dexterity. That's 2, 4, 7. And what did you say I need again? 7?
10.
10. Oh, okay. 2 10s.
Oh, wow. Nice one. Unfortunately for you, he got 3 successes. He's grabbed your ankles and you're slowly kind of falling down. Like you're not going to fall to the ground and hurt yourself, but he's too heavy for all of you together, right? But both of you together. The guy who's hanging by one arm is going to roll a willpower check. No, he does not have the strength to bring himself back up with a dislocated arm. He doesn't have the strength to swing his other arm round. He's just sort of hanging there, sort of begging. He's on the 2nd floor, right? So he probably would survive the fall, but, might get a broken leg in the process. He's also clearly in a lot of pain. So I'm going to give him a pain damage. Okay, Gearhead. It's your turn.
Okay, so
yeah.
Since
so
the guy has me by that, I'm just gonna put my since I have the blaster there, and I'm gonna do a stun blast to him
on his head
to get him to let go of me.
Yep, that's fine. You're going to be rolling me a dexterity and gunnery, which I think is 4. But the good news is you only need a 3 to hit. It's going to be pretty hard to miss. Let's be honest. He's grabbing onto you.
Okay, 8, 9, 10, and a 1.
Okay, so you get the bonus dice for the 10.
Right, so I'll roll that, and 6.
So that's 4 successes. Yeah. So now roll those dice, and if you roll a 7 on any of them, then he's unconscious.
Okay. 2 10s.
Okay. You stun blast him and he falls off. Like he lets go and falls off, and he falls backwards and crashes down on like a wooden box, a stack of wooden boxes that break his fall. Classic superhero stuff. But he is now not going to try and do anything more. He's unconscious. If not from the stun blast, then from the fall. All right. Next, I've got the robed guy, who he picks himself up. You know, the thug was sort of dragging him, but he's kind of picked himself up and he grabs his mask and puts it back on, and then sort of slides down the ladder as quickly as possible. He's now on the first floor catwalk. Next, it is the guard that you kind of pushed into a railing before, and he is going to. Sorry, he's grabbing at you again, Umbra, because okay. you're the one who actually humiliated his leader. So you need another strength and brawl.
Okay. I need to look it up again because my memory is a little bit rubbish. Okay.
I want to say it's 4.
1 7.
4. 1 7.
1
And 1 1. Any 5 or better?
Yeah, I have a 5.
You have a 5 and a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so neither of you do damage to each other. Defender wins. Once again, you manage to hold him off at a stalemate.
Okay, perfect.
It's your turn.
Does that mean we're literally holding on to each other?
No. Like you managed to hold him off. He doesn't manage to grab you properly.
Okay.
It's now your
turn.
So
I can't try and run away at this time to try and go after.
You can run away. Yeah. He's not got you, right?
Okay. So I need to get after that little masked laddie.
I don't know how you reach the conclusion that he's a man, you know, a boy instead of maybe a woman.
That's true. I'm sorry. That is true.
Assumptions
made.
made.
Saying a child earlier. I was like, okay, well, if it's a child, though.
Could be a woman.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So, you want to run after the masked person as quickly as possible. Okay, you run as quickly as possible. Your speed is 11, so you're not quite going to catch up. You were a little way away in the first place. But you slide down the first ladder and you get sort of towards the second ladder, where the fourth guy, the guy who dragged the rope guy that far, is standing ready for you, right? And it's his turn next.
Okay.
So this guy is going to bull charge you, right, with the aim of actually knocking you off the catwalk. Roll me a strength and brawl. See, this guy is not useless.
I have 1 9 and 1 7.
Nice. I have 4 7s,
Ooh.
2 8s, and a 10.
Bugger.
Let's see if he can knock you off the walkway. Yes, he can. You go plummeting off the walkway. He's like, "Arrgh!" And you go plummeting off the walkway, right? You're going to hit the ground hard and take 2 pain damage.
I was going to say, do I not have time to try and summon shadows to make a rope to hold on to?
Oh, roll me a wits and shadows. Wits and shadows.
Wits and shadows.
Wits and shadow creation. It's a mental reaction, like rope.
Yeah. I have 1 9, 1 5, and 1 1.
You didn't roll enough dice. You should be rolling 5 dice there.
The rest were 2s and 3s. Or 2 and a 3.
Right. No, unfortunately not. No, you do take your 2 pain damage. You kind of made half a rope, but it was only about this long. Sorry, about that long.
Really?
And you didn't manage to grab it and stop yourself from falling.
Yeah.
You didn't have time.
Damn.
You weren't expecting to be bull rushed. The guy's like, yeah. Right. The guy who's hanging you by one arm. Willpower check. He's letting go. He lets go. He falls to the ground. Crash. You know, again, lots of wooden boxes down there. It's very convenient. And he is also unconscious. It's now Gearhead's turn.
Okay. What I'm going to do this time is, even though the masked person is our priority, I see Umbra needs a little help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly it at Umbra's opponent and just kind of slam into them to knock them down.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have you do me a strength and tech flight, please.
Strength and tech flights. That's 3 dice.
So yeah, you're trying to ram him.
Okay, got 6, 10, and 1.
Okay, roll me 1 dice.
Okay, and that's a 4.
You are now kind of you slammed him, but he was ready, right? And he kind of defended. So you kind of slammed into him, and he did hit the railing, but he didn't fall over or anything. You're now both standing like right next to each other, sort of on the catwalk. You're maybe floating sort of that far off the ground, but you're kind of like, ugh! And you're a bit stunned from the act of charging him.
Okay.
Okay. Next we have the robed guy, who is again making a run for it. As he does, he turns to you and says, "Stop, everyone, now!" I'd like you both to roll a willpower check, please. That's 2 times willpower.
2 times willpower.
2 times
sorry.
willpower. Yeah. So
it'll
6
be double the amount.
6 for Gearhead and 4 for Umbra.
10. Sorry.
What do we need minimum?
You need 7 or better.
Okay, so I got 3 successes.
Okay.
I
That's
got
fine.
3 successes, one of which was a 10, so I'm rolling it again. Still 3 successes.
Okay, so neither of you are affected by this particular thing. But he is getting quite close to the door now. Fair warning. The next guy is... Which one's this guy? This guy is... yes. This guy is the one who is still way up at the top. And you've flown away, which is kind of cheating in thug terms. And you ran away very quickly. So he's gonna follow... Oh, man. This guy's nuts. He's rolling a willpower check. And he passed it. He's going to leap through the air, trying to, make the same distance that you did, Gearhead. The direct route. This is going to go so badly. Oh, or not. Okay, he sort of clangs onto the walkway next to you and sort of vaults over the rail and is standing quite near you now. Fair enough. Not totally useless. Umbra.
So I'm in a pile on the floor, right?
You are in a pile on the floor. Yeah, you used to be wooden boxes there. You're lucky you wear armor. Otherwise, you'd be in a lot more trouble.
Yeah, good. So how many floors am I away from the masked?
Oh no, actually, you're on the same floor as him now, because he's gone down the ladder to the bottom floor and he's making for the exit. He's got to run pretty close to you.
In which case, I'm going to be trying to get some chains to bring him back, or a rope or something.
Yeah, okay. That's going to
shadows
be
to bring him
solid
back
shadow
to us.
and tensile strength.
What? Sorry, solid shadow and tensile strength.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And
7.
what is it?
7.
In which case, I have 3.
3 successes. Let's see if he can avoid that. Nope. Okay, he is. He is bound by your chains. Restrained for the time being.
Yeah.
Okay. The next guard. Yes, the next guard is the one who was just above him on the ladder and that Gearhead shoulder charged through the air, and he's going to turn to Gearhead and punch him in the face. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Okay, he turns to Gearhead to punch him in the face, but you know how God 3 was standing there, the Hug 3, the guy who jumped across and vaulted over in a really impressive move?
Mm-hmm.
He hits him in the face instead. Gearhead ducks. He hits his friend in the face, and his friend is knocked out. One punch. can't roll. I have no excuse. But yeah, knocked out. We're back to Gearhead. Gearhead, you've got the guy who just punched his friend, and everyone else is unconscious. And Umbra has managed to restrain the robed guy.
Okay. Well, let's see. So from where this guy's standing, he's actually up against the railing, right?
Yeah.
Because I had pushed him. Okay. So, what I want to do is, instead of actually attacking him, I'm going to try to get him to surrender. So what I'm going to do is, as I'm hovering there, I'm going to hold up my hand, let it start glowing like I'm going to blast him in the face.
Right.
And say, I suggest you surrender now before you really get hurt.
Right. Roll me a charisma and intimidation. Do you have intimidation? You do not. You are intimidating him. You're also giving him a logical argument. I'll let you roll charisma and persuasion on this occasion.
Charisma and persuasion. Okay, so...
And you're looking for a 7 or better. Oh my goodness.
This isn't really good for me. I got a 7.
Don't fumble.
I had 2 dice to roll, and I got a 7 on one of them.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Well,
with the third dice not being a success either. I mean,
well,
seriously.
I got lucky. I got on 2 dice.
Yeah.
I got 1 7. So
yeah, he sort of, he goes, yeah, okay, don't shoot, man. That stings. Yeah, so he's surrendered. Okay, and that just leaves the robed guy, who is not able to struggle out of the restraints, and Umbra. So I think we're out of combat. Not without some pain, but we're out of combat. So the last guy's surrendered. I'm gonna you can either stun him, or you can pull out your handy tech cuffs that you obviously have. You obviously have.
I mean, we all have tech cuffs at all times.
of course.
Obviously. Everyone has tech cuffs. But Gearhead's tech cuffs are the best.
That's right.
Yeah, you are a tech genius. So okay, so you cuff him, he's restrained, the others are unconscious, and the robed person is restrained in the sorry, and the robed person is restrained by the shadow chains that were generated by Umbra. So, looks like mission successful. Do you want to talk to the guy?
I guess we probably should.
I don't know. Letting him talk is when he uses his powers. So,
well,
Maybe
he's
kinda
going to
gay.
try and talk to you anyway. So he's going to turn to Umbra and say, "You have no idea what you're doing here."
I mean, he's actually right. Like, we were just told to go there, so we went, yeah, okay. Like, do you just agree at this point? And we're like, yeah, mate.
I need you to roll me a double willpower.
Huh?
I need you to roll me a double willpower.
Okay, let me find my willpower.
Yeah, it's
Have I
kind
got
of
the willpower to find it?
middle center of the attributes. You got 2, so you need to roll
Yeah,
4
it's a
dice.
double willpower. 6861.
Okay, you feel like you would like to listen to what he has to say. And he therefore continues. So you have no idea what's going on here. They're destroying us for no reason. You know, they're removing free speech. They're taking everything that matters to everyone. I thought you believed in justice. I thought that was why you people joined the Empowered Department.
Who?
You.
I'm going with this.
You.
Who?
You.
No. Who's taking this?
The Empowered Department.
Oh.
They're doing all this. They're doing all this to us. You know, to people who don't deserve it. You've got to let me go. It's the only way. Now, I imagine... hang on 1 minute. I imagine Gearhead you've by now approached. Fair?
Well, yeah, after calling in for a backup.
Jackbooted thugs
you know-
needed now.
That's right.
Okay, I would like you to roll a double willpower now, Gearhead, which I think is 6 dice for you. Yeah.
And what do I need?
No. You need 7 or better.
Okay. 8, 9, and 2 10s. So do I re-roll the 2 10s?
Yeah, you roll 2 new dice. Yeah, so that's 4 successes so far.
And then another 7, so that's 5.
5. Okay, so this person is talking crap, right? You don't believe it from the empowered
here
department. That's ridiculous. I mean, come on.
And since I'm also a loner,
Yeah.
as my quirk, I'm gonna now take out my high-tech restraint that I devised for people with sonic powers
And gag
when they
him.
have sonic screams, and I'm gonna put it over his mouth and just say, "Shut up with your lies."
Do you take the
Slap it
mask off first, or do you just slap it on top?
Oh no, I ripped the mask off too.
Oh, you ripped the mask off.
Yeah.
Am I going to start questioning myself still, though? Am I still
Yes.
Am I going to start questioning Gearhead?
Yeah,
Like,
you
why?
absolutely are. I mean, you're questioning everything, right? I mean, as you say, you aren't 100% sure whether, you aren't sure why you're here. You were just sent on the mission, as you quite rightly pointed out. The righteousness of this mission is something you're starting to question. But equally, Gearhead has now ripped off the mask and gagged this kid, which is a 13-year-old kid, right? It is a boy. It is a 13-year-old kid. And yeah, so he's gagged. He's going, or whatever. No, probably not even that, right? Because it's a anti-sonic scream device. So yeah, he's just totally gagged. He's no, he's restrained.
I'm not sure if I'm okay with this. Like, he's just a kid. Why are you shutting him up? Gearhead, this is rude.
Because that's how he uses his powers. You're under the sway of his powers. You're not thinking rationally.
I'm so confused right now. I don't know what to do.
Well, the jackbooted thugs are about to turn up any minute, so if you're going to try and let him jailbreak, now's the time.
I mean, I'm not taking Gearhead on because, he's not just stronger than me. He's also smarter than me. I know that's not a good move.
Well, not only that, but the fact that you're questioning the empowered department doesn't necessarily mean that you're ready to betray it, I suppose.
That is true. That is very true.
I mean, maybe you have some hard
The guys
questions.
are more likely to beat me up. Well, he's still in restraints. Gearhead has already made the moves to prove that he's not willing to hurt a kid. So I think although I'm really unsure about what's going on, I trust Gearhead on this. So maybe we should sort out the people coming towards us who I don't trust.
Oh, no. The jackbooted thugs are the guys that he called in. They're the empowered department.
Sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. I thought you meant the mask guys people were coming towards us.
They're all restrained or unconscious. Or both.
Okay, good.
So no, you have actually completed the scenario. The one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say that you go back to the empowered department in your van with the masked kid or unmasked kid, and you're going to arrive back at the empowered department. So, Agent Johnson meets you when you pull in the van, and he says, Mr. Persuasion, how good to see you again.
Again?
Good job, team. Yes, this insidious little man has caused us some trouble in the past. You didn't let him talk to you, did you?
No.
You do see the thing over his mouth, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, well done, Gearhead. I mean, good thinking, quick thinking.
Yeah, except there's only one question I have though. We were told that there was a potential person with persuasion powers, and now you're saying we meet again.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's more than one person with persuasion powers in the entire world, right? I mean, we had no idea this was Mr. Persuasion. It's the worst name ever, right? I mean, who the hell came up with that name? Mr. Persuasion has caused us problems in the past. We thought that he had left the country. So the fact that he's turned up here is confusing. But, we have the right facilities for him. You've done the perfect job. Thank you very much, Gearhead. You've restrained him.
What has he done before?
Oh, he has a tendency to get people riled up and cause riots. Yeah.
Why would he do that? He's just a kid.
He's a nutter.
Just a kid.
He's a nutter.
Just a kid.
Well, so are soccer hooligans, but you don't arrest them.
Yes, we do.
We do.
No,
Still gonna have fun.
no. The answer to that is that's true, but soccer hooligans don't force other people to riot against their will. A mother of three out and rioting over the fact that the empowered department even exists just doesn't track, 55-year-old mother of three. He specializes in getting people who are at their weakest moments and turning them against us.
Why?
He's not to be trusted. I don't know, because he's a nutter. Okay, I don't know. How am I supposed to... You could ungag him and ask if his superpower wasn't super persuasion.
I mean, if I wasn't already very confused, I would.
Alright, I'll end that there. But there you go. That's a little bit of a taste of Era the Empowered. A little bit of combat. A little bit of story. There's definitely always more going on than you automatically will assume in Era the Empowered. I will say that about the universe in general. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was just the taster session that we run at conventions, as I said at the beginning.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions?
No.
All right.
No.
In that
I don't
case, one more time, thank you very much.